I'm on the road, but we have breaking news. You see, Amazon and MGM don't just own the James Bond franchise, they also own the Pink Panther franchise, which forever will be associated with Peter Sellers as Inspector Jacques Clouseau. Although Steve Martin, pretender to the throne, took on the role in the late aughts. Now the franchise is getting rebooted yet again, and we have a new Jacques Clouseau, this time a very familiar face and name, namely Eddie Murphy.
I'm Inspector Clouseau in the next Pink Panther.
Wait, what? Now, are you French in this?
Maybe. Well, he has to be French, but he could also be Haitian.
Oh.
I will tell you, he is black. He's black.
We know he's black.
He is black.
Now, as you can't swear in the first couple of minutes of a YouTube video, I'll delay giving my reaction for a little while just yet. Because this isn't the first time that the powers that be have tried to take the Pink Panther franchise in a radical new direction. In fact, since the untimely passing of Peter Sellers, the franchise has been attempted to be rebooted several times over. First, they tried to MacGyver up a movie without Peter Sellers in Trail of the Pink Panther, which I personally don't consider a canon Pink Panther movie for that very reason. He didn't live through the whole thing. Then, in Curse of the Pink Panther, they first tried to soft reboot it with a new bumbling detective, which no one responded to, and then they tried again a few years later in Son of the Pink Panther, which had an interesting premise and actually could be used again, but you'd need better talent both in front of and behind the camera. Then, ever since the late 1990s to early 2000s, they actually tried to reboot the franchise with Chris Tucker as Clouseau, a very early example of woke recasting. Luckily, nothing came of it, and soon the powers that be chose to go with Steve Martin instead. An inspired choice, although he arguably was much too old for the role. That only lasted for a whopping 2 movies, and I have to say, unlike what most people do, I vastly prefer the second of those 2 movies. Since then, the franchise has been languishing at Amazon, and they've been threatening to reboot it for many years, but only now have they made good of those threats. And now, the video has lasted long enough that I can share my true feelings, because what the fuck are they thinking?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
To be clear, I love Eddie Murphy, but there's 2 problems with casting him as Inspector Clouseau. For one, like Steve Martin before him, he's too old. Way too old to begin the career as Inspector Clouseau. And the second problem is that, like Chris Tucker before him, Eddie Murphy is black, which is cool but not a great fit with the casting of the very French Inspector Clouseau. Because unlike the very French actor Juicy Moulet, Inspector Clouseau actually is French. So yeah, that's some nice virtuous stunt casting right there in an age when the audience is completely over any such virtuous stunt casting. So however much I like Eddie Murphy, and however much I like the Pink Panther, I worry that this project is kind of finished before it's even over. Here's to hoping that this, if nothing else, will lead to 4K restorations of the 5 original canon movies. I'll keep my griping to myself if at the very least we can get that. We'll keep you up to date on this as more information becomes available. For now, let me know your reaction to this in the comments.